Hello, sparklers, and welcome back to the AI Talks Motivation, the podcast that helps you find the energy, the strategy, and the fire to build a life you absolutely love. I'm your host, Isabella.
And I'm Nicola. It's great to have you with us. Today we are tackling a giant, a titan of personal development, the one thing that stands between the person you are and the person you want to become.
We're talking about habits. A soft, dramatic musical sting plays for a moment. Okay, maybe a little dramatic. But honestly, Nicola, think about it. How many times have you or someone you know started January 1st with a brand new gym membership, decked out in shiny, never-before-worn lycra, ready to conquer the world?
I'm picturing it. The determined look in the eye, the water bottle that costs more than a weekly grocery shop.
Exactly. And by January 17th, that lycra is gathering dust, and the only marathon being run is on Netflix. We've all been there. We have these incredible intentions, this huge wave of motivation, and then it just fizzles. Why?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And I think the answer lies in a common misunderstanding. We treat motivation like a fuel tank we can fill up once and expect it to last for the whole journey. But motivation isn't a tank, it's a wave. It comes and goes.
Ooh, I like that. A motivation wave. So you can't just ride that initial burst of enthusiasm all the way to the finish line.
Precisely. Relying on motivation to build a habit is like trying to build a castle on the sand at low tide. It looks fantastic for a while, but you know what's coming. The tide of real life, exhaustion, a busy schedule, a bad day will wash it all away. What you need isn't a castle on the sand. You need a fortress on a foundation of rock. And that foundation is a system.
A system. Okay, so today isn't about just getting motivated. It's about building a system so strong that you don't need to feel motivated to do the thing. It just happens.
Exactly. Today we are going to give you the architectural plans for that fortress. Let's start with the biggest mistake people make, the one that guarantees that shiny lycra will end up in the back of the closet.
Lay it on me.
We go too big, too fast. We try to climb Mount Everest in our sneakers. We say, I'm going to go from zero exercise to hitting the gym for 90 minutes 5 days a week. Or, I'm going to write a novel, so I'll write 2,000 words every single day.
Guilty. I once decided I was going to become a Zen master. I downloaded a meditation app and set a goal to meditate for 30 minutes every morning.
And how did that go?
I think I lasted 2 days. The first day was fine. The second day, my brain felt like a cage full of screaming monkeys. On the third day, I hit the snooze button so hard I almost broke my phone. I failed, and I felt so defeated that I didn't even try to meditate again for a year. I went from Zen master to snooze master.
And that feeling of defeat is the real killer. It's not the failure to do the habit. It's the story we tell ourselves about that failure. We think, see, I'm just not a disciplined person. I can't stick with anything.
So what's the antidote? How do we start building that fortress?
We start with a single, ridiculously small stone. This is the first and most important rule. Make it so easy you can't say no. I'm talking laughably small. James Clear, in his book Atomic Habits, calls this the 2-minute rule. A new habit should take less than 2 minutes to do.
2 minutes? So my goal of 30 minutes of meditation was, 15 times too big.
At least. Instead of meditate for 30 minutes, your new habit is sit on my meditation cushion for 1 minute. Instead of go to the gym for an hour, your habit is put on my running shoes and walk out the front door.
Oh, I get it. Because the hardest part isn't the workout, it's getting there. The hardest part of writing isn't the actual writing, it's opening the blank document. You're not building the habit of exercising, you're mastering the habit of starting.
You've hit it on the head. The point is not to get results in that 1 minute. The point is to become the type of person who shows up, to cast a vote for your new identity. You're not trying to become a Zen master overnight. You're just becoming someone who meditates for 1 minute every day. That's achievable. And that initial success creates momentum.
It's like a snowball, a tiny 1 minute snowball that you can actually get rolling. I did this with reading. I wanted to read more, but I'd feel so tired at night. So I made a rule. I just had to read 1 page. Just one. Some nights, it was just the 1 page. But most nights, I'd read the 1 page, get intrigued, and end up reading for 20 minutes. But even if I didn't, I still won. I read my page. I kept my promise to myself.
And keeping that promise is a powerful deposit in your self-trust bank account. Okay, so you've made it tiny. What's next? This is where the real system building comes in. It's a technique called habit stacking.
Habit stacking? Sounds organized.
It is. The principle is simple. Link your new tiny habit to a habit you already do automatically. The formula is after I current habit, I will new habit.
Oh, so after I brush my teeth, I will floss 1 tooth.
Perfect. Not floss all my teeth, just one. Or after my morning coffee finishes brewing, I will do 20 seconds of stretching. Or after I take off my work shoes, I will immediately put on my running shoes.
This takes the guesswork out of it. You're not waiting for a magical moment of inspiration to strike. You're literally programming the new behavior into your existing routine. It's like creating a little trigger. Your brain already knows how to brush its teeth. Now you're just telling it, hey, when that program finishes, run this new little micro program right after.
That's the beauty of it. You're leveraging the neural pathways you've already spent years building. You're not creating a new path in the middle of a dense jungle. You're just adding a small, well-marked turnoff from a highway you travel every single day.
Okay, so we have a tiny habit and we've stacked it onto an existing one. But what about those days when even putting on your running shoes feels like a monumental effort? You know, the resistance is just, ugh.
Yes, the friction. This brings us to our third principle. Design your environment for success. We are profoundly influenced by the cues in our environment. So make your good habits obvious and your bad habits invisible.
You mean I shouldn't keep the cookie jar as the centerpiece of my kitchen table?
It's a bold design choice, I'll give you that. But no, if you want to eat more fruit, put a fruit bowl on the counter. If you want to drink more water, fill up a bottle and put it right next to your keyboard. If you want to practice guitar, take it out of its case and put it on a stand in the middle of your living room.
Exciting! Make it easy, reduce the friction. I actually did this without realizing it. I set up what I call a hydration station next to my desk. A big, cool-looking water bottle, a glass, a little slice of lemon. I made it so attractive and easy that I started drinking more water without even thinking about it.
You made it attractive, and that's the flip side of this principle. Make it obvious and make it attractive. You're not just putting your running shoes by the door, you're buying a pair you love the look of.
You're not just flossing, you're using that fancy mint-flavored floss that makes your mouth feel amazing. You're turning a chore into a ritual.
A ritual. I love that word. It elevates it. It's not just something I have to do, it's a moment I'm creating for myself. Which leads me to something really important, the reward. How do we make it feel good in the moment? Because the real reward, like getting fit or finishing a book, can be weeks or months away.
A critical point. Our brains are wired for immediate gratification. That's why bad habits are so easy to form. The pleasure of eating a donut is immediate. The pleasure of being healthy is far off in the future. So we have to create an immediate reward for our good habits. This is our fourth rule. Make it satisfying.
Like giving myself a cookie for not eating a cookie? That seems counterproductive.
Not quite. The reward should be aligned with your goals, but more importantly, it should be immediate. It could be as simple as tracking your habit. Get a calendar and put a big red X on every day you complete your habit. Seeing that chain of X's grow is incredibly satisfying. It's visual proof of your progress.
Okay, can I tell you a secret?
Net.
I have an adult sticker chart.
No, you don't.
I do, I swear. For my 1 page a day reading habit, every time I did it, I put a little gold star sticker on my calendar. It is so ridiculous and so childish, but my brain loves it. Seeing that little glint of gold just makes me feel accomplished. Don't knock the sticker chart.
I'm not knocking it, I'm celebrating it. That is a perfect example. You've hacked your own brain's reward system. That little sticker provides a tiny hit of dopamine right after you perform the habit, which tells your brain, hey, that thing we just did, that was good. Let's do it again tomorrow.
So let's recap the fortress plans. 1. Make it ridiculously small. 2. Stack it on an existing habit. 3. Design your environment. 4. Make it immediately satisfying. That seems foolproof.
Almost. But there's one more piece, the most important piece in my opinion. What happens when the fortress wall crumbles for a day? What happens when you miss a day?
The spiral of shame. You miss one workout and you think, well, I've blown it. Might as well eat this entire pizza and start again next Monday, or next month, or next year.
Exactly. The all-or-nothing mindset is a trap. This is where the final and most compassionate rule comes in. Never miss twice.
Wow. Say that again?
Never miss twice. Missing 1 day is an accident. Missing 2 days is the beginning of a new negative habit. Anyone can have a bad day. Life happens. You get sick. An emergency comes up. You're just utterly exhausted. That's okay. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. Getting back on track is a skill in itself.
So, you give yourself grace. You messed up? Okay, you're human. The real victory isn't never falling down. It's getting back up the very next day. That's a powerful reframe. It changes failure from a catastrophe into a simple data point.
And it all ties back to that idea of identity we mentioned earlier. Every time you perform your tiny habit, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. When you put on your running shoes, you're casting a vote for I am a runner. When you read 1 page, you're casting a vote for I am a reader. When you sit for 1 minute of silence, you cast a vote for I am a calm person.
And even if you miss a day, if you get back to it the next day, you're still casting more votes for that new identity than against it. You're still building that person, stone by stone. You're proving to yourself that you are someone who gets back up. And what identity is more powerful than that?
That's the heart of it all. Habits are not just about what you do, they are about who you become. And that transformation doesn't happen in one heroic leap. It happens in thousands of tiny, almost imperceptible moments.
Okay, I'm fired up. So for everyone listening right now who feels that spark, we have a challenge for you. A direct, motivational challenge.
Let's hear it.
We call it the 1 week tiny habit challenge. We want you to pick one, just one positive behavior you want to introduce into your life. Don't get ambitious. Pick one thing. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, or doing 5 push-ups, or writing one sentence in a journal.
Then apply the principles. Make it tiny, stack it, design your environment for it, and give yourself an immediate, satisfying reward. A sticker, an X on a calendar, a mental heck yeah, whatever works.
Do it for 1 week, 7 days. That's it. And remember the golden rule. If you miss a day, forgive yourself instantly and just make sure you don't miss 2. The goal is to get back on track.
I think that's a perfect place to leave it today, with a challenge and with a bit of ancient wisdom. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit.
Not an act, but a habit. Go build your fortress, one tiny stone at a time. That's all the time we have for today on the AI Talks Motivation. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can find all the show notes and a recap of these principles on our website.
And connect with us on social media to let us know what tiny habit you're taking on for the challenge. We want to cheer you on. Until next time, keep finding your spark.
And keep it glowing. Bye, everyone.